Yo, yo, yo. All right. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's working now. Um, wasn't as chaotic as once before, but it was kind of chaotic. I could hear myself, but I couldn't hear myself. And that only really would make sense if you were here to see that or were listening to hear that. But now we still always got to test, man. Oh, we're money. All right. 1 second. And we're live. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's one of my favorite things to say because that means it's Fantasy Blitz time. And we're going to talk a little bit about some football, as we always do. But we're going to be talking a little bit more about some draft, on some players that you need to draft. Last week we talked about draft strategy, and then a couple weeks or a week before that was players you don't want to draft. And today we will be talking about players that you need to draft. Before I get into the whole news, players you need to draft, clarification. These are players that you would want to draft in good scenarios, good situations. Um, I'm always going to use the example of like Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson. If they fall to you at number 9, yeah, I would suggest drafting them at number 9. Um, but like at 1 or 2, 3, 4, yeah, like you expect to draft those guys. So the 5 guys that I have on this list are players that you would want to have kind of like wait for a little bit. But then there's some guys that I would suggest, and I'll say those players later, that you would want to get in advance. All right, not too early though. We'll discuss. But you know the deal. We gotta get used to the clicking. We gotta get into the news. So let's get into the news. So topics for today: NFL news, players you need to draft, and teams that will shock the league. That will be just a little segment of just me talking about some football. Nothing too crazy. And I'm excited about that one, though, just because I can get in a little bit more detail. But yeah, here we go. So NFL news. This is probably the biggest one that's come out. And this one came out like today, pretty recently. And it's like the biggest news that's happened the past week. But the Falcons lose a 2025 fifth round pick. The team's hit with a $250,000 fine. And also the GM is hit with a $50,000 fine. So a total of $300,000 straight to the drain. Does anyone know where that money goes? I don't. Where does that money go? I don't want to say it goes to Roger Goodell's pockets, but like, I want to say it does, but I don't think it does. You know, he doesn't need money. But where does it go? Does it get donated somewhere? Does anyone know? I don't know. But this is kind of a big move for the Falcons and just Falcons fans in general. Because when the whole tampering thing was going on, everyone, and I mean everyone, thought that it was going to be next year's first round pick. And that's why the Michael Penix Jr. pick was graded differently because people thought, oh, they're not going to get a first round pick, so might as well get your quarterback for the future. Well, now it's just your fifth round pick and you lose $250,000. You see what I'm saying? Like now we can kind of look at this draft selection a little bit differently. But it's just a slap on the wrist when everyone thought it was going to be, I don't know, a cut on the wrist. But yeah, let's get back into the news. The Eagles were also one of those teams that were going to be looked into for tampering of Saquon Barkley, but they were clean of not tampering. They didn't find enough evidence. Falcons were tampering Kirk Cousins. I don't know what evidence they found. I don't really look into it too much because when this kind of stuff happens, it happens. Can't really fight it. So Eagles are clean of it, which I'm not a huge fan of the Eagles, but I do fancy them. Not too bad. So that's cool of them. I really like that for the Eagles that they can be clean of that. Alvin Kamara, he skips minicamp due to wanting a new contract. What's new? A lot of players do that, but it's kind of funny to me that he skips instead of like just leaving. But he straight up said, "I'm gonna like skip school. I'm not coming. I want more money, or I want a new contract, new money." I still feel weird about it. Like part of me is saying go to your job, and then part of me is saying like get your money, man. But who knows, man? Who knows what goes on inside their mind? What's the real motivation? I don't know. Joey Bosa, he's happy to take a pay cut. And basically, he was saying winning is more important than millions of dollars. I would honestly kind of agree. If you are an NFL player like Joey Bosa and you know that you're getting paid well enough, yeah, like it's totally fine to take a pay cut if you really want to win. And that definitely helps out the Chargers. So big shout out to Joey Bosa because that's huge, man. That really does help out the team. And then last but not least, Tom Brady's number 12 jersey is retired by the New England Patriots. The ceremony was really, really nice. I highly suggest y'all look at it. Randy Moss even got a standing ovation. Shout out to Randy Moss, man. Paved the way. Paved the way for so many receivers like Odell and just, like dominating receivers. Like, he's that guy. If you ever get bored, go watch Randy Moss highlights. Really fun. We got some chat going on in here. Chili says, "What up, y'all? What up, Chili?" Wayne Heron says, "Too many players are hung up on the big money." I agree. I would totally agree. It's just, yeah. Chili says, "I agree with Wayne." Yeah. It's just, it becomes a distraction now. That's why I was happy with Joey Bosa to take that pay cut. Because he really does want to win the game, play the game. I don't remember a player, but an old player in like the 80s. There's a famous interview. Dadgummit, I wish I knew, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm not playing for, legacy. I'm playing for money." And the interviewer's like, "What? No way." But it just kind of like shows like a lot of these players see this as a job. Like, yes, they like to play football, but some of them really are just here to collect a check and bounce. That's really it. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Let's get back into the show. So here are some players you need to draft. Discretion. Again, these are players that you would want to draft in ideal situations. All right. I'll just show y'all the first one, just to give y'all an example. Michael Pittman Jr. He is wide receiver number 12, all right? Would you take him in the second round? Absolutely not. You would not. No way. Unless you're in a league where guys only draft receivers. But, no, you would not do that because there are 11 receivers ahead of him, so don't even think about it. He's a 12th ranked wide receiver, all right? But I do think if you have him on your team, you will have a good chance of winning your league. That is because Anthony Richardson should be healthy. A lot of quarterbacks take a big step in their second year. All right, the only sophomore slump I believe in is for running backs. Oh, man, I just realized I messed up the name. Look. I was typing too fast. Dadgummit. That's a weird name. That's just crazy. But yeah, so I would take him ideally in around like the fourth, fifth round. If he's gone by then, that's okay. I wouldn't really look to get him in the second or third. If you really want to be gutsy, I would go late third. I just think he's really worth it. You really have to pay attention to how your teammates, or I guess your draft mates, are drafting. Because some guys will go all wide receiver out, and then you'll have like no wide receivers by round 4, and you really want to track those guys. So I think Michael Pittman's going to be a steal. Anthony Richardson's going to be a baller. And I like the Adonai Mitchell ad, but just because Adonai Mitchell is there does not mean Michael Pittman Jr. is going to be taken away. If anything, I think it would increase his reps and increase his targets. So I'm a huge Michael Pittman Jr. guy this year. Let's move on. Next one, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 8. Huge on Garrett Wilson this year. I will be until he does something bad or is bad in general. But I'm really, really high on Garrett Wilson because Aaron Rodgers is healthy. That Jets team is motivated. He's motivated. They really want to look better and get better. And he's wide receiver 8. So he easily could go in the second round. Easily. That being said, he might be your second round target. That just depends, again, on how your league is drafting. If a lot of guys are going running backs, you could easily get him in the third and kind of stack up on some running backs in the first, second round. That's part of one of our draft strategies is to hit on your first 3 picks. at least 2 of them. And I think he's an absolute hit. I would put him higher at number 8. I think I had him at like number 7 on my board. I'll have to look later. I'm going to have to release that board later too. Just like out in general. But Garrett Wilson, he's going to be a baller. He already looked great with some crap quarterbacks. But with Aaron Rodgers, can you imagine? And they already have that great connection. You know, look at the past guys with Aaron Rodgers being their number 1. You know, Devontae Adams is easily number 1 that you can think of. But like Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, these guys are good, you know. Even want to throw Donald Driver in there. Hello? Anyone remember him? Aaron Rodgers finds his targets, okay? He can find those guys. Garrett Wilson's easily the best receiver on that team. Mike Williams will definitely help, you know, spread out the field. But Garrett Wilson is a baller. We got a question, or just something from Wayne. He says, you should have taken typing class in high school. I agree. I actually took it in middle school, and I think I got a B, so not an A. It is what it is. Josh Jacobs, running back 11. That means he's the 11th ranked running back. I like Josh Jacobs a lot. I think I have him at number 8 on my board. But I don't like him in the first round. I don't like him in the second round. It'd be absurd to have him in either of those. If you can get him in the 4th or 5th round, steal. I think that's an absolute steal. If you can throw him in your flex spot, great. That's the goal for me, is to get your flex spot as a running back, like a starting running back, or a good tier 3, tier 2 wide receiver. If you can somehow manage that, excellent. You're doing great. I like the situation Josh Jacobs is in. I like the pairing with Jordan Love. I also really like that there's not a lot of good wide receivers on the Green Bay Packers. So, Josh Jacobs is looking really good. I got kind of scared. I knocked over my drink. Let's take a yerba break, everybody. If you have your beverage, take a sip with me. Blue for you. I'm drowning in it. All right. Next. Oh. Dadgummit. You gotta like and subscribe. Come on now. It's the fee. It's a free show. YouTube's free. You could do it. I mean, you really could. But if you don't have a login, you can't do it. So I guess you gotta log in or make an account. But like and subscribe. Please share this video to anybody that you know. Anyone that really wants to get in the NFL or fantasy. It's worth it. I really do think it's worth it. Invest early. It's going to be really fun. We're going to do like a little league later. That'll be awesome. We'll do that draft, hopefully live. I think we'll be able to do that live. But that'll be really cool. But yes, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys. Even if it's 1, 2 viewers in here or 100, thank you from the bottom of my heart. But the question of the day, what is your favorite NFL moment? Again, what is your favorite NFL moment? My favorite NFL moment? I actually haven't thought of this. I don't know. Probably when the Falcons won the NFC Championship, but I don't know if I could say that because then it just comes with like, well, we lost the Super Bowl. Maybe the Bills and the Chiefs. That 13 seconds, that was insane. Because when that happened, I knew we had something special on our hands with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So maybe that one. There's so many. And the Seahawks and the Packers with that Hail Mary or the Fail Mary. No, that's the Jets and the Dolphins. Well, I don't know what they coined it, but the fake referees, or the sub referees, whatever it was. Man, the NFL is a mess. That is a crazy, crazy league. But yeah, what's your favorite NFL moment? Let me know in the chat. 2 more to go. Isaiah Pacheco. Yes, that is how you spell his name. You can look it up. Running back 14. This guy is one of the guys that you can definitely get in the later rounds, especially if you have a 10-man league. Because, each team needs 2 running backs, so that's like 20 guys gone. You could get him round 5 or so, round 6 or so. I really, really do enjoy him. Don't like drafting him in the 3rd or 4th round, so buyer beware. Do not go into that round, 3rd round, looking to get Pacheco. 4th round, if you can get a better steal than Pacheco. I can't think of a guy off the top of my head, but go with that guy. But if you really want to gamble, go with Pacheco at your flex. I don't like him as my RB1 or RB2. Never have, Never will. But yeah, Pacheco, great guy. Kind of a similar situation with Josh Jacobs. Not very, the wide receiver core is good, but it's shaky in Kansas City. So that really opens up the door for him to get involved in the game a lot more. I'm hoping Andy Reid gets him involved a lot because he is incredible. He can stop on a dime. He runs like a toddler that's about to bite someone. That meme is hilarious. But I mean, he's incredible. I love having him on my team. He can put up some stinkers sometimes, but his boom is really good. Let's move on. Well, Wayne said, let's see. That's a tough one. Probably a last-minute win by a kicker. Ooh, let me think of the. Oh, Matt Bryant against the Seahawks. That was incredible. Last one. Dalton Kincaid, tight end number 7. This one's great just because if you can, a lot of people like to fill up their roster first and then go for depth. I personally like to get my studs and then look for depth and then fill out my roster. Tight end's the one position a lot of people struggle in. Dalton Kincaid is a great player to fill that hole just because who's the best receiver on the Bills? Keon Coleman. He's a rookie. If that's it, the passing options aren't really there. Dalton Kincaid is there. He proved last year that he can be great. He will be great. He runs really well. He gets these short little passes for like 8-9 yards, and those really do add up. I would really, really look into getting Dalton Kincaid in the later rounds. Tight end 7 is completely different than an RB7, all right, and a QB7. He could easily go in like the 10th round or so. So, again, this is just up to how your league is drafting. If you want to go Dalton Kincaid early and take that gamble, thumbs up. If you want to wait out for him, thumbs up. You can do whatever you want with him, but I would look to get him on your team. He's in a great situation for you. I'm loving it a bunch. I think he's gonna be really good. He wasn't on my board, but remember, I told y'all that list can change, and it did change right before the show. So really do appreciate y'all sticking with me. Let's see. J.K. Alex says, in a Super League, 2 QBs, 10-team league, when would you draft QBs? That's a great question. Personally, I don't like Super Leagues because of that. It's very stressful because a lot of guys like to get their quarterbacks early. Let me know, because the show's not over, let me know how high value are your quarterbacks. Like, do they score, like, the most in your league? Like, are passing yards worth more than running yards for a running back? Does that make sense? But without that knowledge, I would probably say get your one quarterback. Get your one quarterback that you really, really like. Get him within the first 4 rounds. And I hate that. But if you're in a Super League, that's just how it is. I've been in one Super League, and I learned the hard way that that's how it goes, that guys like to take their quarterbacks early. Again, look at your league and how they're drafting. If you're drafting, you said 10-team. If you're drafting at 8 and the first 7 guys go and they all take quarterbacks, should you take a quarterback? Absolutely. Take a quarterback. But if they're all, here and there, kind of play it out. Play your own draft, but look at the pattern. Look at where it's all going. Because guys do pattern. It's insane. Girls do pattern as well. Excuse me, ladies. But yeah, let's get back into the show. J.K. Alex, you got to let me know how much value those quarterbacks have. Teams that will shock the league this year, I have the Atlanta Falcons, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got to put my birds on there. They had to fix the quarterback situation. They did. They have a tough first, 3 games or so, but I do believe that they can win 2 of those easily. But the defense is there. They didn't really lose any defensive value. Their rookies, not looking great, but it doesn't matter to me because they look like that team is ready. And they're in a crap division, so they should easily win the division. If they don't, oh, man, I will be so upset. But that it is what it is. Let's look back. J.K. Alex's passing touchdown equals 6, and every 25 yards is... I can't see that. The dadgum heart's in the way. Oh, I can't see the number. Is it 1 point or 4? I don't know. You gotta let me know. Seems normal. Okay, normal PPR scoring. Yeah, I don't want to give you like the generic answer, but I would just look at how your league is drafting, because when the one I was in, everyone took a quarterback in the first round, so I had to take one. But if no one's really playing it out like that, just wait. Don't get a crap quarterback as your second one. Get a mediocre quarterback, because they really do add up. And I placed like 8th out of 7th or 8th in the 12-man league that I was in, because I had like Daniel. Okay, one. Okay, I had Daniel Jones as my second quarterback, and it was terrible. And then I had to like stream like Zach Wilson every other week. Garbage. So make sure you get 2 quarterbacks that are solid, at least solid. 1 great quarterback, 2 mediocre quarterback. Like a Kyler Murray and a Josh Allen pairing, that's beautiful. If you can get that, great job. Let's get back into it. What JK Alex says, it's a mix. Some waiting later rounds, some going early. Oof. Yeah, I would just go by your gut then. Go by your gut. It's stressful. So divided. Yeah, no, it is stressful. That's why I hate him. That's why I literally hate him so much, because it's like, dude, why do we have 2 quarterbacks? What is this? We don't need this. Also, if you're in the chat, please hit the like button. I see we have 3 likes right now. I can't see how many viewers we have. But yeah, please hit the like button. I would say get a quarterback within the first 2 rounds if people are going early, and then try to get one within the next 3. So 2 within the next 5. But you don't want to neglect your studs from running back and wide receiver. You really don't. All right. I would take like a Bijan over Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, 3rd round, whatever it may be, 1st round even. So just keep an eye out for that. The next team, Indianapolis Colts. I really like the situation they're in. I talked a little bit about it with Michael Pittman Jr. They're in the crapfish division with the Houston Texans. Yeah, of course, I got you, Alex. Appreciate it, fam. No, I appreciate you. They're in a crap division. They can compete with the Texans. I do believe the Texans can take it or will take it. But I think they can compete, and they will really do well. That wild card spot has their name written all over it. I think AR-15, Anthony Richardson, will take over, and I really like his odds on being like MIP. So you can take that to the bank. How about that? The next one, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're back. I'm saying it right now. They're back. Well, hold on. Just kind of hit my head that Arthur Smith is their OC. They might be back. I don't know. But I do believe Russell Wilson will do well. If he doesn't do well, they got Justin Fields. He had a great year last year. So they're in a good situation of, like our quarterback sucks. Like we have to go through this all year. No, you don't. You have a great backup quarterback. And if Justin Fields sucks, you could play the game of going back and forth. I like how they drafted this year. They drafted really well. Mike Tomlin, I do believe he is a great coach. Stays above 500. I mean, I know some fans don't like that, but he does. He wins games, whether it's mediocre or not. But yeah, I really do enjoy the Steelers. I don't like the division that they're in. That's probably, it is the toughest division. I mean, you got the Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bengals. Are you kidding me? All 4 of those teams could make the playoffs. Like, what? That's insane. That's just nuts. I remember when the NFC South was like that. It's not like that anymore. JK Alex says, I was thinking of 1st-round quarterback and 3rd-round QB because I pick 8 of 10. I get the back end of 3rd and early 4th. I have to go QB elite 1st round. Yeah, you gotta. Especially if some guys are going early, you would definitely have to. Because if you end up in 8th and all top 8 quarterbacks are gone, that's not going to be fun. But the good news is you get to go again in the 2nd round. So then you could really screw a lot of your league mates over and take someone really, really good and have 2 really good quarterbacks. And you could potentially trade one of those guys for a mediocre quarterback and a good player. I don't know. I'm excited for draft season. We're not there yet. Everyone, hold your horses. I think once we hit July or August, that's when we're chilling. This is all prep right now. We're in school. We're learning. But yeah. And then J.K. Alex also says, appreciate you talking ball, man, for real. He says, Steelers will surprise people, IMO. Tom always stays competitive, even with mediocre Steelers side in a while. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this team last year was terrible. Kenny Pickett's garbage. And they went, what, 9-8? That's not bad at all. Like, your team is bad. Matt Canada's a terrible OC. And he knows, like, I get it. Like, I wish I had a coach like that. They've had, what, 3 coaches in the last, like, 40 years or something crazy? I like Mike Tomlin. I like him a lot. I've liked him ever since I was a kid. But yeah, that's it. Here are the last teams again. Teams that will shock the league: Atlanta Falcons, Indianapolis Colts, Pittsburgh Steelers. The guys you need to draft are Michael Pittman Jr., why am I blinking? Garrett Wilson, Josh Jacobs, Isaiah Pacheco, and Dalton Kincaid. You need them. You really do. But yes, thank you guys. That wraps it up for the show. Let's get some hearts in there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, really do appreciate you guys. It means so much that you guys want to hang out and talk football. I talked to Nick a little bit before the show, and it looks like we're going to probably do 2 live streams a month. I might do one next week. I don't know. Definitely will do a drafting one before June ends, because I want to do a draft one before every month before football starts. So I'll do that, and then with Thursday time, I can upload a video. So expect 2 live streams a month, and then the week that I don't do a live stream, I will let you guys know when I'm doing one and when I'm not. Expect a quick little video, kind of like wrapping up the live stream. The channel, not going to lie, it's moving horizontal. That's okay. You know, sometimes you got to move horizontal to find out where you can go vertically. But we're going to figure it out. I appreciate you guys just being here. So, again, 2 live streams a month, 2 videos. We're coming at y'all. A lot of these pages are taking time off. We don't take time off. How can we sleep when they sleep on us? Shout out Purse Horses. Now I'm just yapping. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Be kind. Peace.